So I've been kind of holding back on making this video for quite some time. I wanted to give Apex Legends a second chance and try this game out and see, with Season 2 being released a couple of days ago, try out some of the new content, try out some of the new features in this, some of the changes to the weapon types, as well as the new cosmetics, but also to try the ranked game mode and see how that works out. And I have to say, man, I still feel like this game is still missing a lot. I don't know if it's just me, but I'm looking at other battle royales and looking at Apex Legends going, you know what, if it's wanting to compete with other battle royales out there, Blackout as well as Fortnite, I feel like there definitely needs to be a lot more stuff in this game. And I know I'm saying that just off of the release of Season 2, but I really don't feel like with just Season 2 and a battle pass and a new ranked game mode, I really don't feel like there's a whole lot in Apex Legends. I do see that Respawn is going towards more of a more competitive game mode with this ranked playlist, but really for players that are not wanting to chase after competitiveness and wanting just to have a fun game that they can play, to me, really, Apex Legends is not feeling like it can be that game, currently with the way it's set up, with just being a battle royale game and not really a whole lot anything else, game mode speaking. So I wanted to give you guys my impression about what I think would need to be added to this game to, I feel like, draw in more players, because really we have not heard a lot more information about new players creating accounts or even the revenue stream that Apex Legends has been making, and I'm going to talk about that. So Apex Legends, when it first got released back in February, several weeks after the game release, there were several announcements from 10 million players to even 50 million players that have created accounts playing Apex Legends. So those are huge announcements, those are huge achievements for a game that was just released. It was a surprise release back in February, and it was something that people were really excited about and thought, this is a really cool thing to be a part of, and people wanted to get in on the action. Now that players have been leaving, I don't know where, I would love to know what, from those players that have actually taken a leave from Apex Legends, how they feel about it, because, Twitch streams are down. If you actually watch the viewer counts on Twitch before the Season 2 for Apex Legends, the viewer count dropped dramatically. However, with Season 2, the view count to Twitch jumped back up to the 6 digits, to the 100,000s mark, and even more than that. So it's interesting to see kind of where Apex is at with new content being introduced, and I'm very interested to see if it's going to be following the same trend that it did when it first released, how people went down in viewership, and then when new content got brought in, viewership went up, and I'm going to see if it's doing the same downward slope that it did when it was released, as well as when Season 1 came out. Another thing that we haven't really been talking about as well is revenue. Fortnite has been one of those companies, or one of those games have actually pushed out, how much it's making, a month, and it's actually a really crazy thing to see how much they're making a month from content, people buying all the cosmetics in that game. Right now, we really don't know how much Apex Legends is making in this game. We don't know. The last thing that we knew is revenue is actually down from the February launch up until April, where it was still going down and people buying cosmetics or even buying the season pass. Now, I don't know where this game sits at with Season 2. I don't know if this is a new thing that players, they see Season 2, they're going to buy the season pass, and they're going to be like, hey, you know what, I want to jump into it, there's some new content, or it's going to be the same thing that's kind of going down with viewership, as well as, no announcement for new players. So it's one of those things that we're still in the dark of, that makes me really curious about where Apex Legends sits at, because I know there was at least, possibly a 2, 3, maybe even 4-year plan with Apex Legends pushing out content, but with the viewership dropping down, with not really any new announcement of new players, even the revenue stream not being announced or even talked about, it does make me concerned about Apex Legends and kind of where this game fits at compared to the other BR games. Now, one of the things, actually two things I want to talk about today that I feel like would really help out Apex Legends a lot. I feel like it really needs it to be successful compared to the other BR games out there. So let's first off talk about the ranking system. In this ranking system, I'm not talking about the season pass, that is completely different, but there is a ranking system in here that as you play the game, you just automatically rank up, and each with rank from 1 to 100, you're getting not only in-game currency, but every now and then you get a loot tick. However, once you get up to level 100, you are no longer getting a loot tick. You are only getting an in-game currency that you cannot even use in the game, besides buying a legend that is locked from you, or you're buying cosmetic items that you already purchased with real real world money is what I'm trying to say. So it's very interesting to see that past 100, no loot boxes. You're not getting any free content whatsoever past 100, and you're only getting in-game currency that you can really you can't really use in this game. So really, one of the first things that I'd do right away is making sure that once people are ranking up with their in-game rank past 100, that you guys are getting loot ticks, you guys are getting items, you guys are getting cosmetics, you guys are getting stuff every time you level up. I feel like that is going to keep people engaged, knowing that every time that they play this game and they rank up, they're getting content. Yeah, they're not spending their real world money in the game, and I know that's what Respawn is wanting, but you're keeping people along the way as they level up, as they progress through this game. They are getting more items as they're going through. So I really wish past 100 players would still get content, still get loot ticks, and still be able to progress through the game. Crafting material is another thing. Crafting material would be another great thing to add on to possibly victories or even leveling up in this game, because crafting material is another way to get some of the items, some of the cosmetics that are in this game. I'll even say this, I actually cannot stand the fact of actually looking at the cosmetics that are in the market, and 3 legendary items at 18 bucks a pop. You gotta buy, you have to spend 20 bucks in order to get them, but 3 of those items, $60, and that is the full price of a $60 game. So again, 3 cosmetics items being 20 bucks. It is crazy to me to think about that in this game, that cosmetics are worth that much. So one of those great ways, loot ticks as well as crafting material every time you level up, or whenever you do win, you have a win, you do well in a match, something to reward the player, to keep them going, to keep them engaged in the game, besides doing just the season battle pass or whatever. Continue to reward the players that are still here playing the game, and get some content to them. Again, I'll talk about this as well. Some better reason to actually use the in-game currency. Right now, there is no real reason to use the in-game currency. It's just loading up for people. I mean, some people have over hundreds to 200,000 worth of in-game currency that they can't use in this game. So really, more than anything, make there a reason to actually use the in-game currency, because right now there is no reason whatsoever, besides unlocking legends that people have not unlocked yet, or buying camouflages that they first have to buy with real world money. Find a reason for players to actually use the in-game currency instead of just building up hundreds of thousands of dollars in this game. Lastly, let's talk about new game modes. Look, Battle Royales like Blackout as well as Fortnite, they have new game modes all the time. Every couple of, either weeks or days, they come out with new content and new game modes in that, whether that being a TDM match or 50v50. I mean, Apex Legends could do that right away. Look, Apex Legends is based off the Titanfall, franchise, Titanfall universe. I mean, there's all different types of game modes that Titanfall 1 and Titanfall 2 had. How hard would it be to actually add some of those different game modes into this thing? Game modes would actually bring in a lot more players. Hell, maybe there's not players out there that want to play Battle Royale games. They want to play something else. Hey, that's why they play Fortnite. That's why they play Blackout. I'll give you an example. 50v50, the ground war in Blackout, that was a fun game mode. I was really engaged with it. I don't like Battle Royales, but I was having a hell of a time in a 50v50 match on a Blackout map or a BR map, and having a hell of a time. Dude, Apex Legends needs to do something like that. There needs to be new events in here besides a ranked playlist. Okay, ranked playlist. It's Battle Royale. It's the same thing over and over. Something new, something to actually get players engaged in it that's not just Battle Royale. Because again, like I said, there's other players out there that don't care for Battle Royale. Why not a TDM match? How about we add in some TDM in this game where people can respawn, come back in, and keep playing? What about Overwatch? Hell, you have legends in here that have different, I would say, Overwatch style mechanics and abilities where, maybe you're escorting an item through the map, through the King's Canyon, and you're using some of the Legends abilities as you're going through the map. There's all different types of things that I could see Apex Legends adding in the future, but I really do feel like it almost needs it now. I feel like it needs it now to draw in more people, more players into this game to generate more revenue, more players, more views, anything to make this game successful. Now, I'm not saying this game is not successful. They brought in a lot of money when this game was first released. With each season battle pass that they're introducing, they're bringing more content. I imagine people are paying for it, but to me, really, I feel like this game needs a little bit more. It needs something else besides just a battle royale and just a ranked playlist. It needs something else. It needs, players getting rewarded for their time in the game. It needs just I feel like right now where this game is at, where Apex Legends Battle Royale is at, is just in a place where it is just facilitating people that are in battle royales, and I feel like it's almost facilitating people at the top tier list when it comes to, you know, tournaments or even streaming it, rather, that I feel like it kind of benefits them more than anything. I would love this game to benefit the average Joe player and also add in some new items. So guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think? Do you think that they should reward the player? Do you think that new game mode should be added? Let me know in the comments below. Have a great rest of the day. See you guys next time.